The Golden State Killer, a malevolent phantom haunting the collective nightmares of Californians during the 1970s and 1980s, emerged as a dark specter weaving a tapestry of fear through a series of burglaries, sexual assaults, and murders. Known alternatively as the East Area Rapist and the original Night Stalker, this elusive perpetrator embarked on a reign of terror that transcended geographical boundaries, leaving an indelible mark on the annals of true crime. Today, we dive deep into the depths of the chilling narrative surrounding the Golden State Killer, unraveling the complexities of the crimes, the protracted investigations, and the eventual revelation of the malevolent figure behind the mask. The Golden State Killer's ominous journey commenced with a series of burglaries in the quiet neighborhoods of Sacramento during the mid-1970s. His criminal proclivities, however, swiftly escalated from mere property violations to heinous acts of sexual assault. What began as a series of furtive nighttime invasions evolved into a calculated reign of terror marked by meticulous planning and a malevolent purpose. The perpetrator's methodical reconnaissance included stalking his victims, meticulously collecting information about their daily routines and vulnerabilities. This modus operandi demonstrated an unnerving level of premeditation and suggested that the Golden State Killer was not merely a criminal, but a cunning predator capable of exploiting the most intimate aspects of his victims' lives. Dubbed the East Area Rapist in the Sacramento region, the Golden State Killer's insidious reach extended far beyond its initial boundaries. As he continued his rampage, the criminal shifted his focus to Southern California, earning the moniker Original Night Stalker. This geographic mobility, coupled with the perpetrator's ability to adapt to diverse environments, exemplified a level of cunning and adaptability that confounded law enforcement agencies across the state. The offender's seamless transition between different jurisdictions compounded the challenges faced by investigators, illustrating the inadequacies of communication and coordination in an era predating the interconnectedness of modern law enforcement agencies. The Golden State Killer's criminal repertoire evolved from burglaries and sexual assaults to a series of unsolved murders that sent shockwaves through Californian communities. The predator's approach, characterized by breaking into victims' homes at night, often donning a ski mask and brandishing a gun, left an indelible mark of terror. The escalation in violence included the brutalization of couples, with the assailant often binding and terrorizing his victims before subjecting them to horrific acts of sexual assault. The randomness of the attacks and the chilling psychological tactics employed intensified the atmosphere of fear, as residents grappled with the realization that anyone could become a target. As the Golden State Killer continued to evade capture, the crimes escalated to include a series of unsolved murders that further deepened the sense of vulnerability within affected communities. The killer's transition from sexual assault to homicide represented a descent into the abyss of darkness, leaving a trail of victims whose lives were abruptly extinguished in their own homes. The ruthlessness of these murders, often committed in close quarters, underscored the malevolence and audacity of the perpetrator. The randomness of the attacks and the absence of a discernible pattern heightened the pervasive fear, leaving residents on edge as they confronted the elusive nature of the Golden State Killer. The pursuit of the Golden State Killer emerged as a daunting odyssey for law enforcement agencies grappling with an elusive adversary. Task forces were assembled to investigate the interconnected crimes attributed to the Golden State Killer, yet the perpetrator's ability to exploit gaps in communication and coordination presented a formidable challenge. The offender's capacity to traverse different jurisdictions without detection further complicated the investigation, highlighting the limitations of law enforcement infrastructure during that era. The Golden State Killer seemed to mock the authorities with his ability to strike with impunity, leaving communities living in perpetual fear. The pervasive fear instigated by the Golden State Killer prompted communities to adopt extraordinary measures to protect themselves. Home security measures, neighborhood watch programs, and heightened vigilance became the norm as residents sought to fortify their defenses against the unseen threat lurking in the shadows. The palpable fear and frustration occasionally manifested in acts of vigilantism, with communities taking matters into their own hands in a desperate quest for answers and justice. The breakdown of trust in law enforcement's ability to solve the case led to a collective determination to confront the menace, even if it meant venturing into morally ambiguous territory. The Golden State Killer case languished in the cold case archives for decades, a puzzle seemingly impervious to resolution. However, the intersection of technological advancements and a renewed interest in cold cases brought the dormant investigation back to life. DNA evidence, which had not been as extensively utilized during the original investigations, assumed a central role in the quest to unmask the Golden State Killer. Cold case units, armed with new forensic tools and perspectives, re-examined the evidence with the hope of identifying and apprehending the elusive perpetrator. The convergence of forensic alchemy and renewed investigative vigor laid the groundwork for a seismic breakthrough. In a monumental breakthrough, DNA evidence emerged as the linchpin in the unmasking of the Golden State Killer. The advent of forensic genealogy, a groundbreaking technique involving the use of public genealogy databases to identify distant relatives of the killer, provided investigators with a new avenue for unraveling the mystery. Through collaborative efforts with genealogists and meticulous research, law enforcement traced familial connections and eventually narrowed down the list of suspects. In 2018, the culmination of these efforts led to the arrest of Joseph James DeAngelo, a former police officer, and his subsequent indictment on multiple charges associated with the Golden State Killer case. While the arrest of Joseph James DeAngelo marked a pivotal moment in the Golden State Killer saga, the trauma inflicted by his crimes lingered in the hearts and minds of survivors, their families, and the broader public. The collective trauma, a scar etched by the unseen terror of the past, persisted long after the arrest, a haunting reminder of the profound impact of the Golden State Killer's reign of terror. The legal proceedings against Joseph James DeAngelo unfolded as a dramatic chapter in the Golden State Killer saga. DeAngelo's guilty plea spared the survivors and their families from the torment of a prolonged trial. In August 2020, he was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, a measure of justice for the victims and a somber conclusion to a decades-long quest for resolution. The Golden State Killer case serves as a crucible of lessons, forging new pathways in criminal investigations. The utilization of forensic genealogy not only unraveled the identity of a notorious serial offender, but also opened new horizons for solving other cold cases. The case underscored the potential of collaborative efforts between law enforcement and the genealogy community, illuminating a path forward in the pursuit of justice. The saga of the Golden State Killer, an enigmatic journey through the depths of darkness, represents a chapter in American criminal history that has left an indelible imprint. From the calculated burglaries to the unrelenting sexual assaults and ultimately the murders, the Golden State Killer's legacy is one of unbridled terror. As the survivors find solace in the resolution brought about by Joseph James DeAngelo's arrest, the Golden State Killer's saga remains etched in the collective memory of Californians. The case stands not only as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, but also as a symbol of the transformative potential of advancements in forensic technology in the relentless pursuit of justice. The shadows of horror that once engulfed California have receded, but the echoes of the Golden State Killer's reign will resonate through the corridors of true crime history for generations to come. As we conclude this journey into the darkness, I'm reminded that true crime is not just about solving mysteries. It's about acknowledging the profound impact on lives and communities. If you found this exploration enlightening, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, keep questioning, keep searching, and stay curious. Together, let's uncover the secrets hidden in the shadows.